almost ready yet. Hey, where's my wine? I thought my wine was right here.
It is.
Hey, what does a girl have to do to get a box of wine around here? I said, what does a girl have to do to get a box of wine around here?
What? What? I'll tell you.
What? We ready? Let's do this. Big girls don't cry. They never do. Why would we? Everything is working so well for us.
How black are my feet?
Let's go.
Hey, all the gays out there are killing themselves. They're flinging out of their apartment buildings right now, looking at these feet. I'm sorry, fellas. Let me remove them so you can continue with your life. That was evil. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Big Girls Don't Cry. We love you. Thank you for coming. I am joined tonight by my beautiful co-host, Miss Amber Rose.
Hello.
And our in-house producer and super other producer co-host, Mike Vin.
Hey, did I get promoted?
Yes.
First co-host.
Yep.
Intro.
We're tri-host. We're tri-hostals.
Tri-hostals.
And Mike is a former, he was a Marine. He's always going to be a Marine. Semper Fi.
Thank you.
And a great comic. And Mike, you performed last weekend somewhere, Labor Day weekend.
I did last
Oh, that's right. Yeah, last weekend.
I did a guest spot at a club that American Comedy Company. The weekend before that, I was hosting for Taylor Tomlinson at the Grand Comedy Club in Escondido, which you ladies are doing next weekend.
This
weekend.
Friday and Saturday for all of our friends in SoCal. We're going to be in Escondido, California, which is a beautiful place, has tons of wineries, and like right above it, like Ramona, Temecula. But Escondido itself is a great town, and we are going to be there Friday and Saturday night, 4 shows outside, 40 people only in each show. So it's really small, intimate, but they're safely distanced. So
yeah, it's roomy.
Yeah.
Plenty of elbow room.
Mike said they actually switch out the microphones between each set.
Yeah.
That's
Sanitize
amazing.
them and everything. Yeah.
Right on. And we're with Jordan. So Jordan Coburn, and she's hilarious. So it's the Big Bad Girls of Comedy show.
I haven't been in Escondido in so long. Did you guys ever heard of a store called Boney's? Do you guys ever remember Boney's?
Yeah, they still have Boney's here.
Do they? Okay. So Boney's, which I want to call it Chubby's. Boney's, Susan Boney and Henry Boney were friends of mine. I actually started there like 20-something years ago, repping skincare lines to them.
Wow.
And they actually started as a donut shop. This is a fun fact.
Get out.
And they realized how gross it was making the donuts and the oil and everything. And this is in the 80s. And they decided to start Boney's because they were sick of selling people unhealthy stuff. Wow. And they got a divorce, and then he took over Henry. So have you guys heard of Henry's?
Yeah.
And Boney's. That was Susan. They were a couple, and now it's Sprouts.
So they sold the big giant company Sprouts, who's owned by a giant company. So
yeah.
They must be.
But I remember how the original store was.
That's amazing.
But I used to always laugh that I was chubby always, and I would be shopping in a store called Boney's. Always made me laugh. All my little vegan foods at Boney's.
That's so.
And
funny.
I was not Boney's. So
that's an amazing story. I know.
And the first store was in Escondido.
Escondido was the first store.
Yeah, so I used to go there all the time, and that was my big territory. One of my biggest first accounts repping. I was like 17. I was repping skincare.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So I can't wait to go to Escondido. I used to drive out there all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy, and I get to, like, a lot of friends around here can never see my shows because they're in LA or wherever. So it's really fun to be right here in town.
I think it's so great.
Zipping over and stuff. Yeah. So Labor Day was weird for everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of a little.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, you're going to die after Labor Day weekend because, it's where you're. So I was like, so wherever I went, I'm like, like even in the market, like I was like wearing like a complete hazmat suit just because I was like paranoid about it being Labor Day. Was anybody like that?
Yes.
And so,
my poor kids, my son's OCD. We're like freaking out every second.
And you were in Vegas, and we had friends over for a brunch, and they're all trailer park people. And the trailer park people in this trailer park, they will not wear a mask at a party, and they get right in your face, with their dentures coming right out of their mouths. And Lou and I were like backing, and it was like, oh shoot, of all the times to have a brunch, it would be. But we were like drinking in the pool on Sunday, and everybody's having a great time. I go, hey, everybody come to my house for brunch tomorrow. And after it was out of my mouth, I'm like, damn
Why
it.
did I do
Why did
that?
I
Because
do
we
that?
kind of forget. I went to Vegas, and I stayed at Mandalay Bay, and it was like limited people, which is awesome. I kind of felt like a celebrity, to be honest with you, because there was there's like 12 people. You know how big that hotel is?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see, there's no one in our elevator, there was no one. And
It was cooler in Las Vegas than in Oceanside.
Yeah. Vegas was, and we had the big pool. But they made people have appointments for the pool.
Yeah.
And you go down there and there's hardly anyone there. And it was my, like I said, my sons are already super neurotic. So my son thinks everyone has COVID. So the fact that we weren't around a lot of people was nice.
Oh,
There's no buffets. So my younger one, Hendrix, was very upset about that.
he didn't know.
No.
He couldn't believe it.
He couldn't believe it.
You didn't tell him.
The only reason he came to Vegas was for the buffet.
Right.
So we found, we're actually at Mandalay Bay. They have this great place called like Taste of Vegas or something like that. Pizza, I don't know what it's called. Slice of Vegas. It's a pizza place, and guess what? They have a whole vegan menu, and my kids are vegan.
Oh, cool.
The best food. So if everyone's in Vegas, we found, and there was no one there because I almost feel bad for these places. I mean, there was no one in these restaurants, no one in.
It is weird. There's a reason they have entertainment in Las Vegas. You know, it really does help the town, and of course, there's no conventions booking.
No, there's nothing.
So
they said they canceled 21.
Yeah.
The conventions.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
A taxi driver. I don't know how.
I mean, it's just.
They usually know. So.
And they were looking forward to the Raiders bringing so many people in.
Not
It's
this
not
year.
big
No.
place. No.
So that's the thing, you know. That's the thing. It's just how it is. We have to find fun where we can, and then we can also use the excuse of COVID and all the stress to do, things we wouldn't normally do
For sure.
and get away with, because you could just.
I can
was
say no
so
to everything.
stressed.
I can say no when people
Yes.
buy me stuff. I'm like, no, sorry, we're. It's kind of a nice excuse not to. Oh, Hendrix, my younger one, is loving COVID. He doesn't want to go to anything. He loves to quarantine. He wants to quarantine at home with the snack
And never go back to school.
and never go to anywhere else
Yeah.
again. He could love it more.
Yeah.
So and then my other one, I realized he plays Fortnite, but I think he plays it to talk to people. So at first I was kind of against his video games, but I realized he's talking to people all over the world, and he's so nosy. What's the
Right.
dog's name and what kind of dog it is? And
Cool.
do they have brothers and sisters? It's a social thing for him.
Right. You got to be careful, Mike. You know what furries are?
No.
Furries?
You know what furries
Those
are?
like people that dress like animals, like stuffed animals?
Yeah, and they
Like
have
ears and
sex
tails?
and stuff at parties.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Of course
Okay.
they do. Weirdos.
Yeah. Right. So
It's like I'm a raccoon.
yeah.
But they market to kids because my son
And
wanted a
this is the
furry
thing.
outfit.
You guys, they're marketing to kids, and then they're putting videos on why it's okay to get your kids a furry outfit.
Dude, they better like do it like a raccoon too. You know what I mean? Claws out really fast and then run away into the trash can.
But they're marketing sex stuff.
Mike, are you talking about the way you do, Nikki? No, I was like, my friend came to me, she was like, her 13-year-old wanted to get a furry suit. And then she showed me this weird video of this creepy guy in a furry thing
Having
saying
sex?
why it's safe for the kids, why you should all buy your kids a furry suit. I mean, creepo.
There's this new doll out. I was watching two really scary things. There's this doll out, and I think it's the troll dolls. You can Google it.
Yeah.
And there's a button, on the stomach, and it makes a little song. Well, there's a button in between its legs, right where the vagina would be, and you push it and it moans.
Ooh.
No.
And you could Google this, and then one of the moms found it when her daughter was all these moans. And so they're in trouble right now. This is really sick. They're selling a lot of sex.
To children.
And then another one, I happened to follow someone. She was cutting the tags off her daughter's bra and opened the tag. These are new. This is new at Pink from Victoria's Secret. And there's a tracking device in the tags. Now, they went and cut off all the other ones that they've had in the past. None of them. All the new bras she bought her daughter had a tracking device. And her husband, I forgot what he did knew what it was. And so now all these people are checking their new Pink. But Pink's only sold to teenage girls. And it happens to be like in DC and Atlanta and some other neighborhoods. They were putting tracking now. I don't know if it's the company or someone else. Inside the tags, there's tracking devices. This was like yesterday. I couldn't believe it.
Now, how's the human trafficking in that area?
Bad. That's what's so scary. That's
That
what the
is.
father was like, wait a second.
I've never liked the people that run Victoria's Secret. Do you notice they have been 100% all the 30 years they've been open, and they're in pre-bankruptcy right now, thank God. They have never made one plus-size piece of clothing.
Oh,
They said, that is not in our
they
market.
decided to make one.
Oh, they did?
Wait, it gets better. Yeah, we'll hate it more. I was so excited. I
Is it
got
gonna be
invited.
Porky? Are they calling it Porky?
No, thank God, but close. I ran to Victoria's Secret, so excited.
Yeah.
And this is about maybe 2 years ago. And I ran in the store because I saw the ad and I was like so excited. And I walk in, I was ready to try stuff. She goes, "Oh, honey, we don't have them in store. It's online only." I said, "Oh, so I can't be inside your store, but I can shop online." She goes, "Well," I go, "As a big girl, I'm the one who has to try stuff on. I need to try on my bras." She goes, "No, honey, then we can't have it in store. We don't have any space in here." And that pissed me. And it was like their launch party. And I said, "You know what? They won't even," and they didn't advertise it well. They only had it online, and they wouldn't put it inside their stores. So I thought, what shits.
Yeah, I think they're assholes, and I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, that's gross.
They tried to make another. Oh, did you guys hear about that Wayfair company?
What's going on with Wayfair?
Have you heard about that?
Oh, come
Heard a
on,
little
this
something about
conspiracy. Come on.
This one's a conspiracy.
Oh,
theory.
forget it. I bought my tablecloth there. And my
I don't know how
patio
conspiracy it is.
table.
I'll
was a
tell you
young
something.
man
Kind of
inside
like
of it.
Pizzagate and all that other
There
stuff.
was a child strapped to my patio table.
Oh, that's how they ship the kids around.
Yeah.
Is that what's?
And
Yeah, but they name them after missing children and stuff. There's somewhere. I'm telling you, it was enough to go. This is if you
So I
get a
can get like
chance.
a
watch
new
it.
Amber,
video.
I'm
I
not
almost
even,
forgot I was on
I think
there.
that is so stupid. Sorry, I'm not going there.
Have you looked it up?
No, because I'm never gonna look at that shit. Sorry,
Okay, I'm
it's
fine.
total bullshit. It's such.
I hope it is.
Careful. Amber, come on. The tracking devices in the Victoria's Secret bra are probably just some kind of inventory control system. But just in case,
Just in case.
that one I
scared
would
me.
check out because it's like a real.
It's
tracking.
someone I was following who was just weirded out by it and was asking people what it was, and then
Yeah.
the whole thing started.
Yeah. So bizarre.
And it was only in certain neighborhoods, which was weird too, because
Yeah.
everyone was checking theirs and talking about theirs, and it was like in DC, Atlanta, and somewhere else that people said, "I have them," and I don't. I have them, so I thought that was weird.
Oh my god. I'll tell you, I don't care if this has a tracking device in it. But
Oh, who made you that?
Greg, who saw me on AGT, and I met him and a fellow that he was dating, which I don't want to talk too much about the relationship, so I don't know exactly where it's at right now. But I met them out on tour too, and he lives in Austin, Texas. And he's like, "Vicki, you seemed a little down last week on the show, and I sent you something, and when you get it, video it."
Aw.
I said, "Lou, that must be from them." And he put the camera on me when I opened it, but it's a Vicki Barbolak, and he built it at the Bear store, right?
Love it.
And listen, you guys, you press the. Let me put it by my microphone.
Does
you
it
press,
go?
You press the paw. Yeah.
Shut your little baby face.
Isn't that cool?
That is so
and,
cute.
And then the other paw says this. She's gonna fly.
My two favorite jokes.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, that's funny.
It's
That's
just-
cute.
So I love
love
Vicki
that.
Barbolak. So thank you, Greg.
Vicki-
You're the best.
Vicki Barbolak.
God.
That's so cute.
It's just so nice, and it's just so sweet, so sweet. I couldn't believe it. It's just the coolest thing.
Okay.
So I was I thought about this week being the change between fall and summer,
Yeah.
summer fall, and I was reading some stuff in the New York Times on Sunday. This woman did this article. I think her name is Alexandria Pelly, and she did an article in the at-home section of the New York Times this Sunday, and it talked about how people really crave routine. We think we don't like routine, but then when you don't have it for so many, like we haven't had a lot of us, we have not been regular jobs, and we have no routine. And I don't know, it's been driving me nuts, you guys. Has it been driving you nuts, Mike?
Well, yeah. Yeah, it has.
Do you feel guilty if you're not working? And
Well, since my wife can go back to both her jobs, I feel like a dirtbag.
yeah, but you have so much other work you could be doing. Like you've been hustling comedy shows.
Yeah.
You're working a lot, right?
Yeah, like I'll be in Kansas City at the Improv with Trevino next weekend.
Right.
Yay.
The other weekend at Grand. So I'm like still trying to find stuff.
Plus, you've been putting all those awesome ads in Facebook to do private
We're
shows.
doing this, the private shows. So I'm really hustling to try to do stuff, but at the same time, she's busting her ass.
Right.
So at least she comes home to a spotless house.
That's
Hey.
nice.
You know what I mean? Kids and animals
Oh.
taken care of.
Perfect. So
That's-
you know,
my
that's
house,
the-
get it.
So,
That's what every woman wants,
I'll
a
give you my
wife.
address.
I am not kidding you. And
Oh, absolutely. I just said
a
it the other
wife with
day.
a big shalom.
Yeah.
It looks just like Mike. I'm telling
Exactly
you,
what I
I
want.
guarantee you, Nikki has never probably looked better, felt better, or been more relaxed.
For sure.
Because, you know, you get home and you're like a man.
Yeah.
You're like, put my feet up. Sorry, guys. Okay,
So
sorry,
she
no.
came home before she even said hi. She just went to the fridge and grabbed one of my beers and cracked it. And said that was like, I don't want to talk to nobody for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yay, Nikki. That's right. I mean,
that.
you know, oh my God, that's I think that's a beautiful thing, and so I think a lot of people are learning that too. That I think a lot of men didn't have any idea how much work there was around the house, and then their wives are working with them, and you know, hopefully they're picking up the slack. I know
sure.
they, you know, and they could appreciate how much work goes into keeping a family going.
Yeah.
Like, look what
My
you
kids,
do.
my kids are home, and I can't wait for school to open back up. It's so hard, but my business officially opened today.
Yes.
So I'm super excited. Facial Lounge
Yes.
in Newport Beach.
Yes.
Faciallounge.com. But we officially opened today. We're so excited to open. We just do facials and waxing, and I'm keeping my girls busy because I'm the owner. I want to make sure I have to pay them regardless.
Right.
So I'm slowly going to be going back, but my kids are not in school.
Right.
So I'm like, how am I going to work? And so I'm almost was like kind of relieved I didn't have to go to work to be home with the kids. But I have so much on my plate.
And when you're home, you're working constantly on the phone. I see you every time you come here. That's how it is when you run a business.
Yeah.
You know, got to pretend you're not at work when you're always at work.
Yeah. I learned my kids are good at communicating. Like, Mom, I need your attention. I turn the phone off and I'm all theirs. And then they're over it after an hour or two. And then I can go, they go to Fortnite and I get to be back on business call.
It's so
But
smart.
it's so important to turn off and enjoy them. I was watching when I was at Mandalay Bay, I was watching moms on their phones. I brought my phone for emergency, was off in like a little Ziploc-y thing. I didn't even look at it one time. I didn't take one picture, nothing. And I realized all these moms on their phones and not playing and not enjoying that and taking pictures and selfies. And I wanted to smack their phone and put it down and go play with your kids.
Yeah.
I'm so glad there was no cell phones when I was growing up. Oh my goodness. But I'm really conscious about putting it down. Got in the wave pool with my kids, swam around, played just fun games. We went in a lazy river. And I think it's so important to just be in the moment with them. But the structure my kids need. I don't have a lot of structure. At least they have the Zoom meetings and they can log in and do that. It does help.
Yeah.
That they have to be up at a certain time and brush their teeth, which is a big deal in the morning.
Yeah. Well,
My little one, get in the
do
shower,
that.
brush your teeth. They're like, no one can smell me. I'm like, just get in the shower.
I can smell you,
Yeah, just-
Hendrix. I can smell you from here. I can smell you from here, and you're an hour away, Stinky. Take a shower now and then. That's when Emily's boys come over, and I just have to go. Come on in, darlings. Grab a low shoe. Continue on to the shower. Everybody, get into the shower.
That's funny.
We're going to have a party in the shower. I
Or
put a
the
bunch
pool.
of Kinder bars in there. And eat them up, boys. And then you can breathe again. I swear to God, they clean the horse stalls, and I don't think they've taken a shower in a month. No, so that's fine. And that's if I had just boys, I don't know, I wouldn't be like trying to get them to clean up. What's the point?
It's
They
hard.
just start smelling the next minute anyway.
Yeah,
So,
especially my older one. He decided. He didn't decide. His body odor kicked in. It's not horrible, but I'm like, what is this? I'm not used to him. I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
He's 10.
Yeah.
The heck? But he's so good. I mean, that kid, he takes a bath every night to go to sleep,
Oh.
and then he takes a shower in the morning to wake up. So he's
Oh.
extra clean, but
He's
I
such a
couldn't
dog.
imagine if he didn't. Hendrix, on the other hand, I check the soap to make sure it's wet when he gets in the shower, because I'm sure it's not me. I have to check his toothbrush because it's not wet. You didn't brush your teeth.
I remember one time when I was working as a comic all the time. I worked for my parents during the day, and I'd get home. By the time they get home from school, I'd have after school time till I went to Hollywood. So I had about 5 or 6 hours with them every day. And then sometimes I would volunteer in Lily's school in the daytime too, a lot actually. But I still was not there a lot. And to this end, one day my ex-husband took Lily to the doctor to check her rash on her skin. And she came back home and she said they couldn't find anything wrong with my skin. And I looked at her arms really closely and I realized she was just dirty. So I took a Brillo pad and I scrubbed that poor little thing's arms down to nothing, and they were like a different color. And there was no rash. Nobody taught her how to use soap in a loofah, you know. And she was real athletic, and it was just so embarrassing. And that's why.
Oh, it's true. My mom and dad didn't teach. I laughed at. I don't know how I know the things I do because they were not good at teaching me. I remember actually, it's so random. I remember wiping in front of my step grandma.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I just went all the way forward.
Yeah.
I was like 5. I remember this Thursday. She was, honey, you have to do the girl part and then the back. You know.
Right.
It's this and this for girls. How was I that old and no one told me that? I mean, I'm sure my parents must have, but she would happen to be in the bathroom when I did. I'm like, thank God I learned that.
I could have died.
Kids forget everything.
Yeah.
But she made it so clear. Like, if you don't, you're going to be itchy down there and you can get a rash. And she, like, scared me where I'm like, good to, like, never I messed up again. But I needed someone to, she also made me wear clothes when I went swimming. Bathing suits. I was probably like 4 or 5. And I used to want to swim naked.
Yeah.
She's like, you're too old to swim naked. So she's still alive, Melissa. She's still alive.
Judge Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa.
Melissa, really?
That's
a great name for somebody like that.
Yeah. She's still alive. She doesn't
I'm sure she's lovely. And hello, Melissa. Good idea.
One of the people watching right now, Amber Chapman, says, I babysit my 10-year-old. And my 10-year-old thinks he doesn't have to wash because the bubbles in his bubble bath cleans him.
Oh, yeah, that sounds...
Mr. Bubble commercials, when I was little, Mr. Bubbles would swirl around you and clean you. Yeah. So, I mean, I thought that too.
Sitting there soaking and rinse, right? Yeah. I still do that.
Yeah.
I mean...
Do you know what? Honestly, about half the time, I don't use soap because I think it's bad for my skin.
It is. And I say, just tell people this is true. I still clean it, but pits and parts are the most important, right? Mm-hmm. Or pits and puss, is like my aunt likes to say. She's like, I gotta wash pits and puss. I'm like, let's call it parts, please.
Yeah, I love that.
Pits and parts really need soap, and the rest of the body actually doesn't need to. I mean, I tell people, especially wash out exfoliation, but not too much exfoliation. Bar soap is very, very drying.
So I mean, you could try to buy with all the, but whatever. But yeah, I remember Amber came over, and I never buy fancy stuff because I've always been so broke. Amber. Different story. She's always buying the best. Not that, you know, she's very economical, but she was raised by Cindy, and they just buy the best shit. And so she came over the other day, and she's always coming in my bathroom with me when we're getting ready for the show. And she goes, "Oh, we have the same kind of deodorant." Well, this is lava deodorant made of lava sticks from Paraguay or something. And I said, she goes, "That's what I wear the same thing." And I go, Amber, the only reason I wear this shit is I was at a thrift store in Ventura, and they were dumping their inventory, so they had cases of it there, and I bought like 2 cases of it for like $5. And otherwise I wear like Secret with mercury in it.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Your lymph system, yeah. My big thing is lymphatic system, especially for bigger girls.
Okay,
our lymph system is super important. It actually. When I take care of my lymph, which I do, it's just open. Dry brushing is one of the things to do. It's
dry brushing, what's that?
So you take a brush and you go on your left side first and you dry brush.
What kind of brush? Like a dish brush or?
I like
seriously, what kind of brush?
A loofah brush.
A loofah brush.
They're like the natural bristles are like $6 on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Loofah brush, everybody.
You go left side on your ankles up. Now, if anyone gets swollen ankles, this literally. Like magic. You do one and you can't believe it. It's like gone.
Whoa.
It's all the puffiness. So you go up, real slight. It's not harsh. All the way up towards your heart. Everything's towards the heart. And you do, and it actually helps cellulite. You don't have that. You're so lucky. No, not. So everything's up, and then you get in the shower. You do this completely dry, and it literally exfoliates and gets your lymph system is where all the fluid flows under your skin. It's very light, but it's what causes double chin, bags, puffiness.
So it's up just up the legs. What about the arms?
Everything. So you do your legs. So your legs, and then you do your left side, and then you do your arms. Start low and work your way up. So you kind of work your way up. By the time you get up here, your lymph knows where to flow.
With a dry.
It's called dry brush. You can Google it.
So it just starts rushing everything to your surface. And
literally, now some people, if you do this. You can actually send us messages, and you get like welts, like red welts. That means you have a lot of debris, a lot of bacteria, which is a big sign of other health issues. And if they do, there's some more stuff you can do. You would follow it with sesame seed oil.
You would follow it with sesame seed oil.
And I love this brand called Spectrum.
Spectrum, definitely.
And you massage, same thing, left side first, and then your right side. And as you're massaging this upward, you're actually, it goes into the bone marrow, reducing inflammation, and that takes away puffiness. It's unbelievable.
How often shall one dry brush?
If you can, every day.
Every day.
Yeah, if you can.
Amber,
Once a
we
week.
have. Okay, I said we got to build a schedule, you guys. Now I was like, walk the dog, have breakfast, work for 2 hours, write
Dry
some phone
brush.
calls. Now I'm gonna have to go get up, dry brush, have breakfast,
Yep.
walk the dog.
And then one day we'll talk about how to do it on the face, but the body is the most important. This is 90% of us. This is only 10%.
Okay,
Wow.
so we'll talk about that next week. 'Cause,
Yeah.
by the way, shout out to Emily Delaney who's watching right now.
Hey, Emily.
She says she gets really bad bags under her eyes. So we'll talk about that next week, maybe, or
No, I can tell her there's a couple fun things.
Thank you for
bags.
asking, Emily. Thank you.
Yeah. So bags are usually, well, if they're dark circles, it's a vitamin K deficiency. And that is found in kale, a lot of dark leafy greens, a lot of vitamin K. You can buy it in a pill form, but rather people eat it. And it can be also like a mineral deficiency. Raw vegetables is so good. There's something called colloidal silver. I think I've talked about that before. There's a nose spray. You actually spray in your nose. It's amazing, but it removes a lot of fluid in here and helps relieve the puffiness. And then my favorite thing, so lymph. If you ever get one of those, they're called gua sha. They're like a quartz. My company has them, but Facial Lounge. But you can also order them on Amazon. I would get 2 of them. You put them in cold, and you actually roll in. A lot of people think eye creams are up.
Right.
Women go up,
Right.
but the fluid actually goes in and down. So you do a gua sha in and down, and that actually removes the puffiness under the
Get
eyes.
out of here.
Yeah.
Now, what about preparation age?
You know, that's a good trick.
You know, it's never really worked for me.
It's a good little trick. If someone has loose, you have tight skin, you have good elasticity.
No, I have.
But someone with bad elasticity, it's a good little. It's an old kind of not wives' tale, but model trick that they do before they have a shoots. They put preparation H under their eyes, and it kind of shrinks up the skin and makes it tight. There is these gypsies, no exaggeration, in Vegas. They got me. They got me this time in Vegas.
Oh, they always get me, those
They get me.
bitches. They got you.
Yeah. Oh, every time. And I knew it was happening. I knew, and I just let it happen.
Oh,
They,
no.
they sell this eye cream that looks like a syringe.
Syringe.
It works.
It works for a minute, yeah.
It works for a minute. I bought it again.
I would have
So
given you
it's
my
the new
leftover.
improved.
Oh,
How much
no.
did you pay for it?
Oh, like $100, right, Lou? Like $100.
Okay, so they tried to charge me $250, and I got them down to $100. I thought I got it.
They always sell it for $100.
Yeah.
It's a peptide cream, and
Yeah.
So let me ask you this:
Oh.
how much would the what do you call guac?
Watch them. They're like $12. $10.
$12.
Yeah.
$12 for one.
Listen.
Take two for
Even
$12.
TJ Maxx, Target actually has these. Everyone has them. They're like $10. They're quartz rollers. There's usually 2 sizes.
Yeah.
You get TJ Maxx, Ross. Everyone has them. You put that in cold. It's the same material as a gua sha. You can also use that. There's a small side of. You can roll the small side in and then the in your eyes, and then the bigger side you actually roll down, and that gets that lymph. But remember the dry brushing first to get the fluid has nowhere to go.
Okay.
But this is all tying into her secret deodorant.
Right.
Okay, this is the whole story. Secret deodorant has a lot of chemicals, aluminum, parabens, things, almost all the over the counter. And what they do is they back up your lymph, and that's what's found in most breast cancer. You can look this up. So a lot of women's breast cancer is actually found from this. What parabens do is mimic estrogen. So a lot of women, most breast cancers, estrogen cancers, and that's from pills, like the pill from the women take so they don't get pregnant,
Right.
and parabens. But this is the highest absorber. Our lymph system is so important. So as women, we kind of walk with our hips. We don't really sway our arms. But believe it or not, the only way this sways is if we swing our arms and gets pumping. So I tell women, kind of like pump this. We don't feel like we're learned to keep this kind of still, but this needs to be moved. So that's why bras are actually bad. They don't.
Right. You're supposed to not wear your bra a couple hours a day, they say.
Oh, it's so good. And the shaking and the wiggling and stuff, that's our lymph loves that.
Wow.
And so that's how it started. Bad deodorants are probably the worst thing you can do for your lymph system.
Another secret that I heard, and I've been doing since Lily was playing volleyball, a friend of mine is a golf coach, and she was a women's golf coach, and she was very concerned about deodorants back then, and there weren't any other choices. So she just started telling her golfers to use just pure rubbing alcohol. What do you think about that?
I actually don't mind it. Sometimes this is actually true. When I wash my body, but I feel like it didn't. Yeah. I'll do a little alcohol swab just to clean up. There is lime, and is probably supposedly women have lemon and lime that they put on here, and they said that works really good. It probably lasts maybe 4 or 5 hours, but they said it works really good.
Yeah.
One of my clients actually has a lime in her fridge, and it says armpit lime, do not eat, which is my favorite. Her husband's super annoyed by it, but it's my favorite story.
It's like, I'm going to put my Coronas.
Yeah, and another fun thing, since we're all sweaty, I was at Walmart today on my way here. I went and bought Pico de Gallo, such a random purchase. But as I was at Walmart, I got excited to see this. This is actually a product I wanted to make, and someone did it, called Chub Rub. And Chub Rub.
Right.
And it's for inner
shaking.
thighs.
Amazing.
And
you did want to do that.
I did want to do that, and they made it Chub Rub, and it seems pretty clean. And because this area, as women, another lot of lymph nodes in here, but we get chafing, and especially in the hot sun. And so there's my favorite one, though I haven't tried this one, it's called Runners. It's like the athletic, it's like a Runners. But if women get that, like when I'm wearing skirts, I always get a fun little, I call it fat girl rash, but
but even like runners have big, strong thighs, they rub together and they get it too.
Yeah,
so.
I used to get bad chafing. I would just use deodorant.
We do avoid the cancer. We're not gonna do that anymore.
You don't want your lymph.
No.
Then
You
you
might
back.
suffer from ball sweat. Is that an issue? For
I
you?
do, yeah, that's a big issue.
And how do you handle that Gold Bond or anything?
I just
Throw it out there.
baby wipes.
Cornstarch works
I
too.
4-bath it.
Cornstarch powder. I don't do talc. Obviously, everyone knows talc is
Right.
cancer.
Oh,
But my whole life growing up, I used to put baby powder in my tuchus because I was always sweaty. And thank God I didn't really go too crazy, but God, that always scared me.
I did it
lawsuits.
so much, and I'm so,
Just I always I put on my pants.
As a talcum.
I would put on my pants and there's powder.
Yeah.
Or a few times I would sit down and the powder would go
They
through my.
look like the moon. The surface of the moon after you stood up.
It looks like
Yeah.
I farted a.
Yeah. You farted the moon out.
Yeah.
It's a little cloud.
One small step for Ed.
So.
And I want to say, I got Amber. Do you have yours?
Oh,
we got
mine is in my
Amber.
car.
How do you feel about
absolutely
your Genius Pipe?
love it.
And your friends
Like when I tell you I love it, I think it is like the coolest invention ever. I'm not a big smoker. One of the reasons is I'm so scared to burn my mouth. I burned my mouth as a teenager, and I really that really scared me for life.
Yeah.
I also never drank. I've never had a hangover.
Right.
I'm a wimp.
Really?
That's good.
I'm a wimp.
Oh man, I
Can I
get
sip on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Never had one. I'm
She's
a
a
wimp.
cheap
I'm so
date,
scared.
Mike.
I'm the cheapest date.
Except for the
I don't eat
advertisers.
meat.
The advertisers. She will kill you on that shit. Oh, let's have that and that. Oh yeah, everyone, does everyone agree?
whatever, man. I had a $20 old fashioned this past week.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it must have been
What's that?
good.
It was
What's
really
that?
good. It's a whiskey drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, I cut you off on this. Let's talk about
So you-
this. I
so-
love this.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
You smoke it, you get smart, right?
And you know what's interesting is it has a little man in it, and when you burn it in there, it just burns perfectly, and you don't burn your throat, and it's like so easy to clean. And I think it's the
The
coolest
smoke
thing
is
ever.
at room temperature. It cleans out so much of the tar. And I just think, it's such a great thing. And there's nothing else like it. So go to geniuspipe.com if you want. Watch the video, learn all about it. If you want one and you buy one, at the checkout, just enter the coupon code trailer and you get 20% off your order, which is fantastic.
I need to post that on my Instagram.
Yeah, because they get all your friends could get it too.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell her. I forgot.
And
about
you
that.
can use it more than once too. Everybody's been asking. But yeah,
Oh, the
it's
code
not-
trailer.
It's
Yeah,
not just one time. They can't
I gotta
figure
tell
that
my
out,
Aunt Jackie. She'll
which
love
is
that.
also fun. Oh God,
I'll tell my brother he smokes.
yeah.
My Aunt
I mean,
Jackie
like-
will love that.
You're doing them a favor, for real. I mean,
No, trust me, my whole family were worried about our lungs. It's a thing. And with COVID, you worry about your lungs. You're very lung aware. You need those healthy lungs.
absolutely.
So-
Absolutely. I've been having a fun time watching the people in the trailer park ripping off. Everybody's putting up political flags,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
people come up and take the other flags out of the yards, and then people get mad that they get 10 flags. So the trailer park is ripping.
It is.
It looks hilarious.
I'm
I
gonna
think
drive. It's
getting
almost
better.
like Halloween, or not Halloween decorations. Yeah, Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
Or Christmas lights. I'm gonna, when I leave here, I like to drive through and see who's doing what. But yeah, it's going down over here.
It is crazy here,
Yeah.
man. People are like, the dentures are out. Man. People are freaking out. It's just, whatever people do, what they do. A friend of mine took her boat in a Trump parade this weekend from Oceanside to San Diego.
Sorry.
And I was like, she's like, Vicki, do you want to go? And I go, Melanie, I don't take sides.
Yeah.
I can't be on your Trump boat parade.
Yeah, sorry.
But I guess they had a fantastic time and nobody sank like in Texas. So that was good.
I saw that.
There were like 8 boats sank in Texas.
Yeah. So
What were they doing?
I'm guessing somebody messed with the boats.
You think so?
Yeah.
how could that happen?
How would you know who was in it?
I mean, you have to know where to set up and where to do the stuff, and I'm guessing. So I suspect foul play.
Wow.
I never got a DUI driving a car in my life because I'm always really careful not to drink and drive. But
You got a boat one?
I got a boat one in San Diego Harbor. I was with my girlfriend. We met these guys at a bar, and they said, "You want to go out on our lobster boat?" We're like, "Sure." It's like 1 a.m. in San Diego Harbor. She's down banging this guy, banging the hell out of this guy.
That's a good
It's like,
girl.
boom. Yeah, she's such a cutie too. So they're down there banging, and this guy is up on the thing with me, and I don't want to bang. I just want to, and I don't think he wanted to bang me. I just want to drive that boat. So
And you got pulled over?
and we were drinking, and I just kept driving in the circles at like 2 a.m. And we got pulled over by the harbor police.
And why did you say you were driving? I would say I didn't know.
Well, he wasn't going to. He was not. I didn't do anything to make him be nice to me.
Oh, that
And I just, he was. They could see me also. I'm standing there on top of a giant lobster boat. I'm holding a wheel that's 4 feet across, and I can't really say not me. I could have only jumped off, and it was like a $200 ticket, and I had to go fight it and everything, and saying, I wasn't, whatever. But yeah.
That is, you got a boat. You also can get a DUI driving a bicycle.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, it's pathetic.
And
right?
so my favorite is seeing drunk people. I'm like, that is a serious, like,
Yeah.
could you imagine if that's what you got a DUI for?
And if you already had a DUI, and that's why you're on a bike.
Oh
It's like
my
double
God,
DUI.
it's a stupid
right?
DUI. They definitely should not
Yeah.
make that a DUI.
No.
I feel bad. I had something funny happen. My friends like drinking. We went to a wine Temecula, and we rented a limo to take the car.
Yes.
And there's 3 of my friends were big girls, and then we have 2 identical twins named Amanda and Brandy with the cutest bodies you've ever seen. Tiny little waists and cute little bubble butts and the fake boobs. They're just so cute. And we're in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and we're drunk. And like I said, I don't drink much, so I have the giggles. So I'm sitting by the window, and the air conditioning goes out. And we it's hot.
It's like the desert.
Oh.
We take off all of our clothes, so we're
Naked.
nude. Okay?
Naked, completely naked, no
Yeah,
bras or anything. No bras.
Underwear maybe.
Okay.
But that's it.
Okay.
I think I wear underwear
You're
just to be nice.
Like if you had a bra, you wore it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't have one. You didn't have one.
Yeah. We just took our clothes off. And we're in the middle of nowhere. And the guy's feeling bad, the guy, he's driving us home. And Amanda, we're hot, and we roll our windows down. We're fully naked.
And now you're fully naked with the
And
windows down.
now we have the windows down. There's only 2 windows in the limo,
Holy
okay?
crap.
And so Amanda and Brandy, the 2 twins, to be funny, decide to stick both of their butts out the window. We're in the middle of nothing, okay? There's not a human in
Right.
sight. Why? Right when they stuck their butts out the window, was there a sheriff?
Oh my God.
So we get pulled over. Now all of us cover up, and we're drunk, but we have a driver.
Right.
We're allowed to be drunk, but we're still nervous, right?
Yeah.
So he comes and we have to roll our windows down. We're all naked. He's like, "What the fuck is going on in this limo?"
It's so hot.
Yeah, well, like we could. We didn't even. He didn't
He's
want
like,
to.
I'm gonna have to take
And
photographs
he said,
to document this.
He leans in. He goes, "I'll never forget," because we have the giggles. He's like, "Just so you girls know, I have the key to this city tonight." Why? Tell us that. I have no idea.
Because he wanted you to go out with him.
I
Are
don't
you
know.
kidding
It was
me?
so weird.
I have the key to the city tonight. Means I want to party with you.
Yeah.
What are you not getting?
He was weird. He goes, "I am the sheriff in this town tonight." And his ego was like out of control. He was like,
Oh, so
And I-
he's trying to intimidate
yeah,
you.
and I have the key, and I make all rules tonight. What are you girls doing, sticking your butt out the windows? We were hot. Whose butt was it? Now, clearly, I couldn't fit out the window. My other friends are just as big as me. And to be funny and nice, I said me, because it's clearly the twins. And then he goes, "It was your butt stuck out this window." Yes.
Porthole.
on both sides.
Yes.
One
Yes.
cheek on the right, one cheek
Yes,
on
it
the driver, one
was.
cheek on the passenger.
I wasn't
Right on.
snitching on my friends, and he looked at me and goes, "Don't do it again." I said, "Don't worry." And let us go. And we couldn't breathe, but the fact that he clearly knew it wasn't my ass out that window. I took one for the team. So yeah, if I want to say if it was my ass, it would still be stuck in there. You'd be calling it.
Mike just wrote you a great bit.
Yeah.
You do that bit. It goes my ass. One out the driver's side. One out the. I mean, that's a kill joke.
One on each window.
Throw my $20.
Guess which one?
Oh, that's funny.
Left cheek, right cheek.
No, you always are so kind with that. That's genius, man.
Right?
Jelly. That's so far
Yeah.
out. I love going out there. And I also love if you're ever in San Diego, you guys, and you like to wine taste, we have this area called Ramona, and it's up in the hills. And there's this place, Turtle Creek Winery. Turtle Creek Winery. Try to say that.
Turtle Creek.
Is that weird?
Turtle
Creek
Creek
Winery. And it's so beautiful up there. It's all like outside. They have a I Love Lucy picture plays. It's just bizarre.
Cute.
And they're specialized in really cool sangrias. And it's just when you're up there, you look at Turtle Rock and the views at the top of this mountain. Of course, not in the smoke. You guys, we're in Southern California. We haven't seen the sun for 4 or 5 days. It's been
Which
smoke
fires do you
everywhere.
have?
We have the Valley Fire, and it's throughout Alpine. It's about 15 or 18,000 acres.
Well, I
now.
almost got stuck in Vegas when that person did the gender reveal and they lit the
Oh,
whole
God.
15 on fire.
Oh
God.
God,
Yeah, so
insane.
yeah, you heard about that, right?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
getting fined.
Are
I
they?
don't want gender reveals. Stop it. Put it back.
Stupid, yeah.
We have to go there for their gender reveal party and bring a gift. And we have to go to the bridal shower.
Baby shower.
First, we have to go to their wedding. So usually pregnant. Then 3 minutes later,
Yeah.
it's the gender reveal, and then it's the baby
I didn't
shower,
get a gender reveal.
and then we have to go to the birth and the bris. It's just too much.
I didn't get a gender. I found out both times that my kids were accidental boys, and I kind of so Hendrix they had to zoom in because I didn't know I was pregnant, so they zoomed in because they found I was pregnant, looking for the egg, But I was almost 4 months pregnant, so they go, "There's the balls." We're gonna zoom out. There's the penis. There it is.
You got 5 months left.
Yeah,
Get your shit together.
It's almost here.
Oh man.
So I knew he was. I found out I was pregnant, and it was a boy on the same day.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I didn't get to do a.
Gender reveal.
Yeah. Well, that was.
You did a favor to mankind. I mean,
I like a little silly, like a cake that's inside is pink or blue, or you can do something a
but
little.
then you have to invite people. They have to come. They have to bring a gift.
Well, I guess it was.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see the one where the guy was shooting the basketball and he missed
No.
for his gender reveal? He was supposed to shoot the basketball in and it's supposed to break in the rim and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but he missed it and it broke on the floor.
Of course it did. Who can shoot under that pressure?
That's what I looked that up.
Oh my
Those are the
God.
best.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I remember when I was pregnant with my first kid. I was super pregnant at my wedding, and I had a really cool reggae ska band. And my dad kept yelling in front of everybody, "Stop dancing! You're gonna have a miscarriage! Stop her! Stop her! Get her off that dance floor!"
I love that. I actually did the math. I was trying to figure out if I was pregnant before or after my wedding. So my son was born July, and I got married October. So it's literally 9 months to the day.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it's technically 10 months. of
Yeah, 10
pregnancy,
months.
so you're
So I
easy.
either got pregnant in September because we didn't have sex for a month before our wedding. I had like this thing to like,
Make him
yeah,
excited.
like it didn't work by the way.
To re-virginize yourself. Your trash is a flower in just 180 hours.
30 days. We waited 1 month. So the end of September was the last time we had sex. Okay, it was like so TMI. And then we got married in October, and then we had sex at our wedding. It wasn't that. It was like
My favorite episode.
It was so exciting. He couldn't carry me to the door. It was disastrous. I tried to carry him to the door. Just pick me up, asshole.
He just took you in the hallway.
Just go. I knew on my wedding night I made a mistake. So, anyways, I either got pregnant September 26th. Why am I doing this math 10 years later? Or my wedding night, which is October 24th.
So funny.
Oh, man.
Was that fun?
That is
Yeah.
fun.
So we don't know which month. So either I was
September.
pregnant when I got married, or I just
Yep.
made a baby on my wedding night, which
Yeah,
would be
you
like,
had premarital sex, you heathen.
yeah, he did. So then my dad actually did the math, and he realized that his mom was pregnant when he got married. We did the math recently. My dad's 64, and he was like, you know what?
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, but he did his mom's anniversary, and his birthday, and she was like 5 months pregnant when she got married, and he wasn't that upset, but it was a funny thing to finally, down 64 years later, you decided to do the math.
One of my aunts made up her daughter's birthday to be a different day, and somehow or another, how she their whole life, and then finally when the girl was like 17 or so, and she was
needed
gonna
her
have
birth
to,
certificate.
she was gonna have to get some shit.
Yeah.
Her mother had to give her the talk. Listen, it was just not done. So that's why your birthday, and it's funny because they used my birthday November 7th. So there was two of us.
That is
that had the same birthday all the time
hilarious.
growing up. Yeah.
Well, I have a really good friend who, her and her sister were 7 months apart. And I remember in high school, one of our friends goes, "How are you 7 months apart? That's impossible." And the parents had to tell her, "That's actually your cousin." And she was raised, and it was us in high school asking the questions, because you guys, they're not twins, and they're not enough to be. They could have made it up, but they ended up telling her, "Yeah, she's." So her aunt, her whole life was actually her mom.
Oh wow!
But the mom raised both daughters.
I got it. Okay, so this just came in on YouTube. She goes, I started doing math, and my mom got mad because I figured out that my dad was really my stepdad.
How did she? How?
Amber, how did you do that? Amber Chapman, tell us how you.
Yeah, Amber Chapman, tell us.
How did you figure that out?
Well, she must have known the year that the mom and dad met, because if they met a certain year, and then she was born in a certain year.
So her dad was really her step. Did you ever find your dad, Amber?
Yes, type, Amber, type. What are you
Come
doing?
on, Amber, we're dying here. Let us know the story. It was funny. My aunt, what she did, that one who make the fake the pregnancy date, they were college professors, and well, it's an aunt-in-law, and when she was she was married to a college professor, and when their parents came to visit, she'd already had the baby, so the neighbors downstairs took care of the new baby when they visited, and she put a big thing in front of her tummy to finish off the deal. So they saw her as a pregnant person, and the baby was downstairs. They were like committed.
Why were they so committed?
Because they were so religious back then. Such a religious part of the
Wow,
family.
that's really
committed. It was crazy committed. It's insane.
It is.
But yeah,
that is
my favorite.
Like, who really, like, when I did the math, I'm like, it's kind of a secret to me. Like, I could have been pregnant before I got married. Who cares?
No.
I have a beautiful baby.
Oh no.
And you know what I mean? Like, who cares if I?
My dad begged me not to marry the girl's father. I remember we went to a Black Angus one night, literally, and I was pregnant. I told my dad I'm pregnant, and we started drinking. And
That's how you're supposed to do
we
it.
started drinking, and I said,
Baby
"Dad,
needs a bottle.
I think I don't know if I'm gonna have an abortion. I don't want to have an abortion, and what if I keep this on about this guy?" And Dad goes, "This guy is a bum. We're gonna take another doubles over here. This guy is a bum. I'm telling you, do not marry this guy. He's a bum. I'm telling you this. Drink it up. You have the baby. If you want to have that baby, I guarantee you this. Mother and I will take great care of you and the baby."
So
It was one of the neatest things my dad ever did.
So sweet.
And people always say my dad was so crazy and bizarre because he had NFL football injuries, but he also still had a heart, and that was just so neat. But it seemed like the more people that told me not to marry this guy, like my priest, the more people told me, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And then I literally, as I said before, I had to chase him to find him because he took off. So dumb idea. But yeah.
We have the update
Sorry.
from
Oh,
Amber.
okay.
Okay, she goes, I found my baby book and had my mom's maiden name. It wasn't adding up. I asked questions and got shut down. Asked my aunt, and she told me the truth. She goes, I was 18, found my dad. He was a cop. Grandpa was a preacher. I have tats and piercing, and they disowned me. So
I'm sorry,
her real
Amber.
dad that she found when she was 18, they disowned her. But she grew up her whole life with her stepdad.
Well, she's probably better off.
Amber,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
God.
But how great that your mother married. She chose second so wisely, and the guy loves you so much. That's beautiful.
It is. My brother's adopted, and my mom used to say, he was born in my heart and not my tummy.
Right.
Someone could have a. I would love to meet a single dad, and I know I would love that baby. I mean, there's nothing like your own, but you would still love. I saw how good my mom loved me and my brother, and there was no difference.
No.
Yeah, my buddy's a single dad. He's got 2 boys.
Yeah, there was
And he
no
raises. His name's Tony. He lives in Fresno.
He lives in Fresno?
Yeah, you've met him. You guys have met him before.
Yeah.
You've met him before.
He's hot.
Actually, there's a cute guy I met on Instagram.
What's going on, Mama?
He's a
It's
single.
almost
Well,
January.
he's a single dad.
And Vic said you could date
January.
very soon.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
coming
we'll see.
up.
We'll see.
It's coming up. As soon as
Yeah.
quarantine's over.
I mean, it was nothing, but I get excited.
You know, Lou, when we were dating, when we started dating, I guess Lily was 5 or 6, Emily was like 12, 13. And eventually, after 7 or 8 years, he decided to build a house build a room behind our trailer. And he paid me $700 a month rent for this room that he built. And it was fantastically lucrative, right?
Yeah.
And then a few years after that, he goes, would you like to get married? And I said, well, sure, you know. And then we got married, and he stopped paying me rent. And I realized it was such a folly, because we've been married, like 15 years now?
Yeah.
Times $700 a month. Do you know how much money I could have right now? But the thing was, Lily, I was so shocked. We lived in Vista then, and it's very conservative there. And Lily said to me, she came up to me and she goes, Mommy, I'm so glad you're getting married, because a lot of the kids aren't allowed at our house because Lou lives in our trailer. I was so sad because Lily never told me that. She never wanted, she's always so sweet. I guess she thought it would upset me.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to burden me with that. I'm like,
So
Lily,
sweet.
I wish you would have told me.
Yeah.
We could have gotten married years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I would have lost a little more rent, but I could hold on. And it was just so weird, you know, that she was under that kind of sadness and pressure. And she didn't tell me, which is fine, but I sure wish I would have known, you know.
Well, I have my Uncle Bob in the basement.
Yeah, I wouldn't let my kid come over to creep me up their
Uncle Bob in the basement.
I won't let Lou go over to visit Uncle Bob in the basement.
So I'm
Character
sure,
from a movie.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
like, I think everyone meets me, they're like, oh, what now, nice, and then they meet my uncle, and we don't get very many play dates.
No! Everybody's looking for him on the register. Well, at least he's not there.
Yeah. He doesn't exist, actually. My Uncle Bob's lived off the grid for 40 years, so he doesn't even exist. I don't think
He used to
has a
live in
social
a
security.
tree in Oregon, right?
Yes, he did.
But no, he lived
I'm
in
not
Yeah,
kidding.
we gotta have an Uncle
It was
Bob.
actually a
Yeah,
lighthouse.
we gotta
Oh
call
my
him.
God.
Bring
I can bring
Uncle
Uncle
Bob
Bob
sometime.
Next week.
Bring Uncle Bob.
Because you guys like to
Actually,
meet Bob?
we're having next week. We're having Betsy Salkind, who recovered from
Bring your friend.
opioid addiction.
Okay.
Let's do it the following.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys are going to meet Bob.
Oh,
Well, if
yeah.
Stephen wants to come on, he might not like
No, he'll
trust
come. He'll come.
technology.
No, he'll come.
Uncle
He
Bob's
doesn't
coming
know.
out of the
I
basement.
want Bob stories.
Me too.
Bob is
Oh my God.
literally my favorite. So Bob does yoga every morning, and I could just see. I like to film it, and he talks me through like how he does his yoga and his stretches, and it's real serious. And I always get like a little peekaboo, like butt crack, you know. And he's so serious about it. He's a real hippie vegan. His whole life consists of this. Is he helps me with my kids. He'll watch. I make a joke. He doesn't watch them. He just, if there's a fire, he can get them out.
Right.
That's how Uncle Bob works for my life.
He would sit
If
the
there-
wrong down.
He probably started the fire.
It shows up there's at least somewhat of an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like exactly.
Right.
Like if there's a kidnapper, you might not find him out, but we know to call 911, right? Not
He
me.
can give a description.
Yeah.
Bob is
Well,
probably,
Bob doesn't know.
he's probably a tiger would.
I bought Bob a cordless. He's never had a cell phone, a computer, even nothing. Okay. He has an A-track. This is real.
A
He has an A-track. This is real. And never had a phone. He has a rotary phone.
No.
So no, this is real.
Yeah, his index is calloused from.
Yeah. And he knows all his friends' numbers by heart because they have the
Oh
same
my
numbers.
God.
And he's very smart. Bob is actually, and he's really good with weather and what's going on.
Yeah.
And he'll tell me, anyways, he's very funny. And he's so funny. He reminds me literally of if you guys watch Seinfeld, of what's the guy's name? George Costanza.
Right.
He reminds me just of George Costanza and Cheech and Chong had a baby.
Oh my God.
That is
Oh,
Bob.
wow.
Exactly.
Hilarious.
Oh,
And so I got him a cordless phone. It's hilarious. What goes on with this cordless phone every time he's using it with his glasses? It's a cordless phone. You hit green, dial the number, and it's done. And you hit red to turn it off. That's it.
Yeah.
He can't figure out. And I love it. I'll
He's
call.
not spinning it.
I'll call and he'll, and he's very Jewish. Your mother's on the phone. He's yelling. Pick up the goddamn phone. My kids are like stoked up opposite. Okay. So then, he'll not hang up. So my favorite is I'm driving home and I get to hear Bob kvetching to my, knock it off with the balls already. And now, it's so funny. And when I get home, I go, Bob, you got to talk to them a little nicer. I'm very nice. I go, why did you hang up the phone? I heard.
You little son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
heard
heard
that.
that too because he doesn't know that if my kids are in another room, goddamn idiots. So I know how Bob thinks of us.
You get the child care we pay for.
Yes.
That's
Right.
all I.
Well, I had to pay. My rent's very high where I live. I had to move bigger for Bob until we could sell his property. Did I tell you that story? Let me tell you one more story. Funny.
So the treehouse?
Treehouse is
No,
for sale?
so
The
okay, it gets
Or the cave.
no, it gets better. So Bob owns 17 acres, but he bought it with his best friend Harry. And Harry called him a dirty Jew in 1987, and they never talked since. So listen, real story. So Harry is Italian from New York, and Bob is Jewish from Chicago. And how they talk to each other, they kvetch. So they have one mutual land, but because Harry was married, my uncle gave him the dwelling. You can only have one dwelling on 17 acres. So Harry thinks he's a little better than Bob. Bob was being nice when he was in his
Right.
20s.
Tree.
And he gave it to him, and Bob got the lighthouse. This is the real story. It's a lighthouse,
Right.
like a tree. It's a lighthouse.
It's like,
So that's fallen apart. So he can't build anything. So they got him a shitty little trailer, like the kind that you like park like in a Mickey
Travel.
Mouse.
Yeah.
It's not even a real one.
Yeah.
So that's what Bob lived in for 40 years. But Bob goes, are you ready to sell? I mean, we got to retire. We can't cut wood and go to the creek to get water. They live off the land.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to die on this. And just kind of wasting his time. And Bob can't sell it without Harry. So Bob calls me last year and he goes, I have some good news. I said, yeah. He goes, Harry has cancer.
Oh, God.
So I said, Bob, oh, he's so funny. That's a real story. So I said, he goes, so I don't think he has much time. I said, well, come down during Christmas. We'll figure it out. And then Bob came down. He goes, I can't go back. I said, all right, I'm going to rent a bigger place in January. And I did. And I found a 3-story house. So he lives in the basement. The second stories are common with a bathroom.
Right.
And then the third story is 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for me and my kids.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Except my uncle says we sound like elephants running around upstairs. I said, listen, Bob, you get what you pay for. You can't yell. You don't pay rent. You eat all my avocados. You take all my vitamins. I even have like vitamins for like women hormones. He takes those. I'm like, Bob, leave my maca alone.
His tits look
And
great.
he does. His hormones are raging. So he does. He drinks all my slimming protein powder. He's skinny. I said, Bob, stop.
He's disappeared.
Yeah, stop using
Poor
my
Andrew
hormones.
has lost the pad. Bob isn't even there anymore.
Yeah.
He's got abs.
His hormones are perfect.
Yeah, we've got 3 minutes, ladies.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What else?
This is so much fun.
Yeah.
We hardly talked about the topic, which is normal.
What was it?
Schedules.
Schedule.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
That's the thing about, like, I would, yeah. But I mean, I am
I get here on time. That's my
We-
big thing on
exactly.
Wednesdays.
And
It's my big thing every
Yeah.
week. I have this schedule.
Right. And I am trying to have a little routine, writing it down. And the other thing that woman suggested, which I love, was don't think about like what you have to be doing, but what your goal in life is for the week. Like, how do you want to feel about your life?
I like that.
And then once you think about how you want to feel about your week, then draw your schedule like around that. And then if it doesn't work, you can shift it the next week. Like you're not married to it. I like that.
Didn't you have the joy of organizing book, Joe?
Oh yeah.
Do that.
The one which one was it?
The book Joy of There's a
Yeah.
book called Joy of Organizing.
Well,
And the first thing it says in the first chapter is get rid of things that you don't like.
right. So I got rid of everything, my husband, and,
Bye, Lou.
and then all my winter clothes. And then winter came, and I would just sit there in a bikini going, shit. I didn't love it then. Now I'm naked. Now that woman is a genius. She got everybody into that shit. I don't love it. I mean, I don't love anything I have, but that's all from fucking thrift stores. And so I would put around, and then you have nothing. So it's so terrible. It's like,
I tried, it didn't work. I actually like everything. I think I'm a hoarder. I think I'm really shit. I think everything has value. This is worth so much money if they only knew.
My friend made this friendship bracelet for me in '97. How can I?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
so important to me what people don't know.
Oh yeah.
I keep everything.
Oh.
All right, let's wrap it down. You want
All
to
right.
give us the exit, Vicki?
Well, you guys, thank you so much. Next week, my friend Betsy Salkind, who's an MIT graduate and also a graduate of big hospital in the Midwest called what is it? Oh well, come on. Anyway, she is a
She's great.
she's a genius, and she's a scientist and a wellness coach, and she was on antidepressants and anxiety pills since she was a teenager. And she's like 60 years old now, but you'd never know it because she looks amazing. But she spent about a year and a half, 2 years getting off all of the medications that she'd been on since a teenager. She did a one-woman show about it. She's going to come in. She's going to come on phone and talk a little bit about what it's like to get off antidepressants and then anxiety pills. And it's quite hilarious. Her stories about.
Oh
it.
my God, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I take L-theanine, which I'm obsessed with. L-theanine and 5-HTP. So I want to ask her about those.
Okay, cool. And if anybody has any questions about friends trying to get off antidepressants or anxiety pills, just send them into VickiBarbolak.com. I'm sorry about the cake this week. I did put it up on the website, the pumpkin cake. And unfortunately, Lou and Lonnie, I made it last night because I thought it'd be hot today. And Lou and Lonnie went out and they came home and ate the cake. So all there was left was one piece. So I'm probably going to make it again next week because obviously it was delicious. Lou kept going, cake, pipe, cake, pipe. Did you enjoy it, honey?
Yes, very good.
You're welcome.
Cake
Well,
genius.
I had the best chili tonight. They made chili.
Lou made the chili, yeah.
From
Yeah.
Dr. Furman
Dr. Furman's Eat to Live
Eat
book.
to Live,
I'm
which is
back
one of
to
my
that.
clients. And then
I
she had the
can't
book
believe
out.
that.
I was like, this is so cool.
She knows everybody that has anything. She's amazing. She's rubbed the best. You guys, thank you so much for coming and watching. Mike Vin, thank you for your wonderful work again and your friendship. You're all the best. My favorite and current husband, Lou, hopefully my last if you never go anywhere. Thank you for all your work on the sound.
Yes.
Amber Rose, the best co-host possible.
Thank you.
Ed Cohen back at home. I love you. I'm
Yay.
grateful for everything you do. My daughter Emily producing over there with the 3 boys.
Yes.
Love you. Love everybody. Stay safe and have as much fun as possible through this shit, man.
Yes.
Eat it.